Was at my show recently? Prime Minister of Canada. Prime Minister of Canada was at my show. He came up to me and he was like, Sammy! I was like, I forgot his name. I never felt more American in my life. I could have named a world leader even when he knew my name. He was like, Sammy, you were really funny. I was like, Trudeau. Good guy. Tense situation right now with North Korea, huh? Nobody wants to think about that, huh? Real tense. As soon as Kim Jong-un and Trump start having a war of words with each other's hair, it's over. As soon as they both have weird haircuts. That will be the end right there. Don't let them think about their hair. It's so weird because, North Korea launched a rocket like it was today or yesterday, it failed. Same thing like last week. They keep launching missiles. But the weirdest part about all of this is that Kim Jong-un looks just like this kid who was in my high school chemistry class, I swear. His name was Derek. Looks identical, okay? I'm not being racist, okay? My school is 90% Asian, okay? That's why I'm so good at math, believe me. And I think Kim Jong-un and Derek are the same person. Now, I have some evidence. First of all, Derek loved the Chicago Bulls. I don't know if you know this, but Kim Jong-un, friends with Dennis Rodman, who's on the Chicago Bulls. That's Exhibit A, all right? Exhibit B, Derek failed chemistry, and I heard a rumor that he failed physics the next year, okay? Derek failed chemistry and physics. North Korea can't launch a projectile missile. Okay, I think Derek is... North Korea is a weird country because they technically only have two allies, because China is not technically an ally anymore, so they have two allies. One is Bulgaria, which, what the hell is that? Bulgaria is just good at making friends with everybody. Like, I'm Bulgaria, I'll be friends with everybody, And then two, Russia, which it makes sense because Russia makes friends with people who aren't friends with America. That's their strategy, Like if all the countries were kids on a playground, North Korea is the kid with no friends over in the corner, playing with a remote control rocket. One day they'll know me, And then Russia and America are these two fat kids, trying to claim their different friends, They're just that's basically Russian American politics. Two fat kids staring down each other in a hole, Okay. But I actually went to Russia last year, and I was the first American comedian to be invited to perform in Russia post-Soviet Union. There was only one during the Soviet Union, and he wasn't even invited. So technically I was the first. Did I do that? Actually, I want to do that to set the mood. I was the first American comedian to perform in Russia. They can hear us right now, so I'm trying to, Anyway, so yeah, it was weird performing in Russia. I thought they were going to laugh in reverse, but it was actually normal laughing. It was slower laughing. Because of their letters, I thought it was going to be in reverse. But yeah, so basically Russia, they found me online. They're like, come perform in Moscow. I was like, please don't hurt my family. I'll be there. So anyways, what I'm basically saying is that Russia loves me. So 2036, when Russia loves you, you win an election. Okay, that's how that works. Don't you worry. Cool. That was kind of klutzy of me to try anything. I'm actually usually more klutzy. I'm a huge klutz. I trip, I fall. Gravity and I have an abusive relationship. It's true. I'll show up to my friends, I'll have bruises and scars, and my friends are like, Sammy, did gravity do that to you? I'm like, guys, you don't know gravity like I do, man. It keeps me grounded, it keeps me down to earth. He just follows me everywhere I go. They're like, Sammy, you should get a restraining order. I'm like, no, gravity is the restraining order. You can't really escape it. They're like, how hard does he hit you, Sammy? How hard does he hit you, Sammy? 9.8 meters per second squared. That's for you, buddy. That was for you. Talking to my friend was like, hey man, if you had a time machine, where would you go? I said, what? He said, if you had a time machine, where would you go? I said, it's when, not where. It's a time machine, not a place machine, He's like, no, that's how time machines work. When you get a time machine, you can also put where you want to go. I'm like, oh, that's how hypothetical non-existent machines work. He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, that's two different inventions. That's teleport. That's another 1,000 years of human innovation. We'll probably invent teleport first, if you think about it logically. But then when you then teleport, we won't even want time travel. We'll be so distracted with that. You can go anywhere you want, you know? You'll be like, hey, let's go to the past. Cool, I'll take you to Indiana right now. It's a little behind, you know? People say, oh, I get a time machine, I go back in time, I kill Hitler. Like, okay, you're going to first have to ship your time machine to Munich, you know? That's going to cost you $10,000 at least. Just kill someone in your neighborhood, you know? And you know, time travel, when it first comes out, it won't be efficient. It will be like Uber. We'll be like doing Uber pool, you know? Like, we wanted to go to the Renaissance. We had to pick up some guys from the 80s on the way, you know? You guys use Uber? Okay. I think you do. All right. I think I've reached the point of the night where it's like, I don't know what's left for me to say to you. I've tried every angle, and I think the only one thing that you kind of liked was, no, actually, I don't think there's anything, but it's good. You guys have been laughing the whole time, so I've been enjoying it. You're using up a lot of data, huh? Okay, let's just finish this off cordially. Great. So this is the San Diego chapter, or San Diego and Orange County? And Orange County? Make some noise if you're from Orange County. Really, you set them all outside. This is your second offense. First the children and then the OC people. Yeah, OC people are young at heart, but still, you know? Put them outside. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. That's cool. California, we're all Californians. That's pretty cool. Yeah. My friend moved from New York. He's complaining about the women in California. He's like, oh, these California women are gold diggers. I'm like, well, check our history books. This is great. We've got great weather. It's warm. It's nice. It's been really warm lately. You ever notice that you believe more in global warming during the summer, and then the winter comes around, you're like, no, I'll be good for another year. It's just like, depends on how hot or cold you are. I have a friend who's an environmentalist. He's always complaining. He's like, the polar bears have feelings too. The polar bears are just like people. When the ice caps melt, where are the polar bears going to go? I'm like, come on, if bears are just like people, I'm sure the polar bears will be okay, right? No, because I figure we'll just take land from the grizzly bears, have the black bears do all the work, and have the panda bears build the railroads. So, that's not racist, it's a bear joke. There's no bears here. It's hypothetical. Bears make a country, call it America, okay? My dad was born a few hours out of Jerusalem, and my mom was born in Utah, so both of the places where Jesus was resurrected. And it's pretty safe to assume that I have a similar skin tone to what Jesus did, because my dad's from the same part of the world, and I look like my dad. It's called the olive skin. It's Middle Eastern skin, so we do all right. They say black don't crack, brown don't frown. Olive's like olive, you know what I mean? But I get light or dark really easily, so that's, like in the summertime I get very dark, and in the winter I get very light. So it's funny to me because people debate what race Jesus was, That's because he had the changeable skin, Like you ever see a portrait of black Jesus? That's a summertime photo, that's all it is. White Jesus, December in Bethlehem, A springtime Jesus, if you will. There's an explanation to everything. It all makes sense, but yeah, I did a corporate gig recently where I talked about being Arab, and there was one Arab woman in the crowd, and she was getting very hyped up, which was totally fine, but you could tell her coworkers had never seen that side of her before. So I was like, I'm Arab. She's like, ah! I was like, you need to calm down. We could both lose our jobs. So. I want to learn Arabic too, so I got the book Arabic for Dummies, and me and my friend were practicing it in a public park. didn't really get a lot of good looks. We were like reading the alphabet. Ah, bah. People are like, is that the ISIS manifesto? I was at the airport recently. I hired a Middle Eastern guy for airport security. We just looked at each other all confused. I was like, do you want me to search you first? Or I always try to look extra not suspicious at the airport. I shave, I pluck really hard right here. I always get a window seat. You're less suspicious in a window seat. There could never be a terrorist in a window seat. Can you imagine? Like, okay, this time's a jihad. Please, can you? Thank you so much. Please. But I pluck here because people make fun of Middle Easterners for having a unibrow. They make fun of us. Like, oh, they got the unibrow. Yeah, because we're from the desert and sweat will drip down into your eyes. If you don't have this natural God-given visor, you're screwed. You fall off a camel and break your back, you know. I thought I had it hard growing up. My uncle's name, no joke, my uncle's name is Jihad. That's his name. It's a name in Arabic countries. It's a very popular name in the 60s and 70s. Not so much anymore. I'll play that. Very, very popular. We just call him G now. You know? But it's, you know, jihad is a word in Arabic. It just means struggle. So you're like, oh, I went to the grocery store buying toilet paper, such a jihad. You know? You can't say that anymore. Because now the terrorists messed it all up, so jihad just translates to which is what it means in America. So now it's a struggle to travel with my uncle. Can you imagine? A grown Middle Eastern man walks into the airport, hands the TSA a laminated piece of paper with jihad on it. Like, what face can you possibly make at that point? Like, ooh, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. And my uncle walks very fast. I have to yell for him to slow down. I can't yell jihad in a crowded airport. Hey, jihad! How long is it till I fly? It's not looking good. I want to go to the Middle East. It just feels like a new war there every week, you know. And then we still have the same saying here. We say peace in the Middle East, you know. Like, clearly not that effective, you know. Probably because it's not a great rhyme. Peace and East. That's a weak rhyme. So you call it in hip hop. I'm not a rapper, but I can do better than that. We can do better than flashing a peace symbol from 5,000 miles away. How about we all go over there and do something fun, create a good environment, like throw a big barbecue, you know? A feast in the Middle East. Hey, there it is, right? You get a DJ, we're going to feast in the Middle East. Hey, no pork, okay. Let's cook any other beast in the Middle East. You like peanut bread, bring some yeast to the Middle East. Olive oil, get those pans greased in the Middle East. Don't bring your priest to the Middle East. No. The deceased in the Middle East. Get all planned in, get those burkas creased in the Middle East. Stay fleeced in the Middle East. Don't buy a camel, get one leased in the Middle East. Let's get taken hostage, get released in the Middle East. Where no one is policed, the fighting will have ceased, the hummus will have increased, and last but not least, we'll have peace in the mother Middle East. There it is right there. 15 better rhymes. Thank you so much. I'm Sammy. Thank you so much for listening tonight. I hope you all have a great night and high five. Congratulations on your first impromptu kitchen comedy show.